Good morning, gang. Good morning, guys. Good morning, gang. Hello, hello, hello. Okay, quiet stream today. Very quiet. No guests, no show and tell. Very quiet stream today. As you can see, the block set isn't finished yet. Like I was going to do that yesterday during the shop time. You hear the sound? Recognize it? I don't hear anymore. They must have closed their window. It was the sound from the batting cage behind us. It was aluminum bats. But it seems to have stopped. So somebody, maybe one of the neighbors has phoned. It gets really, really loud for the people in the houses across the street from that place. Usually the batting center keeps the windows closed, but they were open for a while this morning. So quiet Saturday morning here in Asakusa. Who's here this morning? The usual suspects. This is going to be the light brown, feathery sort of shapes on the body. This is not one of the lilac blocks. This is a light brown. Let's see this one here. I don't even know if you can see it. I know they're almost indistinguishable here in the original picture. There's some very faint, there's light brown shapes that just give some body to the thing here. Lilac is the wings and tail. The body itself is sort of a brownish, made up of lots of tiny small strokes. And that's what we're carving here this morning. When I've done this one, I'm going to switch over. We'll do the black, the fish that the thing has caught. at this point, when you're carving something like this, I can't see a bird here, I can't see a fish, whatever. It's just simply almost random shapes. And these ones have no specific nice brush taste. They're just, small shapes and lines. So it's just a bit mindless, just cutting the black and, cutting away the outside and leaving the inside. What time is it? Is this her? That's not her. Going the wrong way, also has a double click. Click, 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 click. That's not her. This is Saturday. Our usual lady may not be by, because it's Saturday. My daughter and her husband, and granddaughter are still here, of course. And today's the weekend, so what they're going to be doing this morning, I unfortunately can't go with them because we're stuck here too much and busy. But what they're going to do this morning, this is a bit funny. They're going to go to the oldest theme park in Japan, and they sort of maybe claim it's one of the oldest theme parks in the world, or I think something in Scandinavia has a similar claim. They're going to the place that's called Hanayashiki. It's a theme park that opened here in 1853. Not 1953 like Disneyland, this is 1853. And it's a little theme park with rides and a little roller coaster and all kinds of stuff. They're going to head over there this afternoon for a while with my granddaughter. And it's funny to think that there's an actual theme park here that's been here since the days of, the beginning. 1853, that's just right about when the first Japan was opening up. And there was a theme park here. And what it originally was a flower display space. Exhibitions of different kinds of flowers and stuff. They've got a website in English, I think, actually, if you're curious. If you look up Hanayashiki, I think it's probably hanayashiki.com. They've got an English button there with all their stuff. We're not talking about the roller coaster with the longest drop in the world, because that's all on one city block. It's perfect for little kids. a kabuki, you know, the Japanese people too can't really understand most of what's being said sometimes. So you get a playbook, of course, as to what's going on. And to a large extent, the kabuki, it's about the color and the spectacle and stuff like that. Okay, that's that one cut. Let's paste down the next one. That's going to be the brown lines. This will be the base green block. This is the red. This is the dark lilac, and I still have to cut some more of those green ones. I haven't quite decided where yet. I'll have to work that out. Then on the next piece of wood, we have the background area and a reserve area block. And that leaves us 2 spaces. And on those 2 spaces, we can paste them down now. The last 2 faces are going to go the black, the area where the fish is, the beak and fish, and then the light lilac, which will also go onto grassy areas. These haven't been trimmed yet for pasting down, so let's get to that part. The new noise, I think that was just a garbage truck. Is that the one you mean? There's any number of different types of garbage trucks that come by. There's the, the city garbage trucks, which pick up the household garbage and our small garbage. Garbage truck. But a lot of the companies near here, they make too much garbage and they have to contract to outside people. The oyster shack next door, there's way too much garbage, and they have specialized garbage. They have giant bins full of empty oyster shells, and the normal garbage collection, of course, won't take something like that. That's like industrial waste, I guess. I don't know. They throw away a lot of oyster shells. Do we need to explain this part of it? I know the real traditional Japanese method, the 100% the way that most of the other workshops do it, involve taking these transfer sheets. The registration marks are visible here. And what most of the other workshops do, all the other workshops do, and what I used to do for the first 10 years I was doing this, is you take this with the registration marks visible, and you paste it down on the wood. And then, after it's been pasted down, you use your knife, whatever, to cut the registration marks. But I found that was less accurate, because the knife we've got, it's beveled and flat, and it's okay. And when you're putting it down into the wood, because it's an angled shape, it really doesn't want to stay perfectly flat. I know what I mean is, because there's a bevel on one side, it tends to push the knife a little tiny bit the other way against the bevel. And you can account for it. You can move your knife a little bit that way. But what I found is much more accurate is to cut those registration marks off, just like I did. I can cut them off exactly at the line. Then cut marks on the block and glue it in place. To me, this is much more accurate. But same result, doesn't matter. The paper will go on the block with the registration marks in the correct place. If I'm accurate here, I'm cutting right on the registration mark. So that's the end of it. And these are going to go down heads and tails. And this one's going to fill the area here, but this one's just a tiny spot there, so there's no conflict. Any more pigment bags to the Rat Man? I have no rat news whatsoever. Absolutely no rat news. Haven't heard a hide, nor hair, or whisper, or squeak, or anything since the last episode. And remember, the pigment bag eating could have happened quite a long time ago. I just didn't notice it. So I don't know what to say about rats. I can't believe they're gone, but perhaps the things we've been doing are adding up. All the traps, all the sticky paper, everything is making it an uncongenial environment for them. I don't know what to say. Haven't heard from them now in quite a while. And at the moment, I guess, when you come to rat news, no news is good news, I think. Okay, the usual quick tap in place. Ready, 3, 2, 1. I've got a crooked, look at that. Didn't get it at 90 degrees, not even close. I'll trim it after I get the paper in place. Asking about the flask. The flask is there to diffuse the light. No shadows. The carving knife doesn't have strong shadows, so that we can really clear. But when you're carving a line or something, if the knife had a strong shadow, I couldn't see the line. If you take this out, the knife shadow, well, you can see it, the knife shadow is so strong that it's difficult to see the line sometimes. But with the flask in place, it's all diffused, and the knife has no strong shadow. None of this was my idea. This comes from, we think it comes from about Meiji time. Yeah, there is something growing in the bottom. We've now got September. I change the water once a year at the beginning of the new year. And if I really followed my instructions carefully, you're supposed to, we've talked about this before lots of times. The old traditional carvers, when they were cleaning up their workbench at the end of the year, you know, in Japan, work stopped totally for 3 or 4 days at New Year's time. So everybody would finish up jobs, get the workshops cleaned up at the end of the year. And then January 1st, 2nd, and 3rd would be a complete holiday of no work. And sometime during that time, during the 1st, 2nd, 3rd of January, you make your first shrine visit. And for a normal person, meaning whatever, not a specific craftsman or whatever, you just make your shrine visit. You clap, pray to the gods, give a little bit of money, and away you go. Ask for a good year and stuff like that. But for many craftsmen in many different trades, they would do things like have their tools blessed or stuff like this, you know, by the shrine people or whatever, to ask for a good year of work and stuff like this. Each different trade or each craftsman had different routines. And I'm told that one of the routines among the carvers was that they would change their water at New Year time. You take the flask to the shrine with you, dump out the old water, and you get, you know, the blessed water, whatever, from the trough there. I don't think there was any sense of holy water or something like that. Just whatever. You made the routine. You went to the shrine, prayed for a good year, and away you went. And from my point of view, in common sense, it simply meant you were getting cold, pure, clean water. January 1st, the coldest part of the year. So because of this, the water stayed relatively free. No green stuff would grow in it during the year. No, I don't do it. I don't go to the shrine. I just get tap water and put it in. I don't know when I changed this. It must have been when we changed the shop from upstairs to downstairs. We cleaned up and brought everything downstairs. So this water must date from June or July, I guess. And you can see, look, there's green stuff, something's growing in the bottom. So you tell me, should I be more careful? Should I go to the shrine and do this instead of just getting tap water? I don't know. Maybe. I feel a bit, this whole thing about shrines and temples and religion and stuff, because I'm not religious at all myself in any way, it feels a little bit both hypocritical if I went to do that, clap for the gods and change my water. I mean, it's being pretty hypocritical, isn't it? And it's also a little bit, the cultural thing is there. You're leaning on somebody else's culture and traditions. And if I don't really believe that stuff, and they do, then I shouldn't be, making fun of it, mucking around with it. Saying, if I was visiting Rome and I was looking around the Vatican because it was such a cool place, I wouldn't try and pretend and pray there. It's not fair to the people who believe that stuff. So that's why I don't go to the shrine to get my water. But look at the result. I've got algae. I'm a bit surprised nobody today has made any comments about my fashion choices. The sea monkey's growing in the flask. Yes, there is stuff in there, isn't it? I can't see it from where I sit, actually, but I guess from where the camera angle is, there's some kind of crap growing in the bottom there. SpongeBob. Yeah, I mean, of course, whatever. You dump the stuff out, rinse it, whatever. Oh, it's shirts. It's winter changeover time. It's really chilly the last couple of days, so I got rid of one of my thin shirts and changed it for one of my winter shirts. So. Let me see it now. Where's the Mario sign?どうもどうも。
今日結構来てますんで。いっぱいあります。
あ、そうですか。あ、そうか、半期ですね。
そうです。
はいはい。I'll check it out, guys. It's a delivery man, a bunch of boxes. It's empty wood blocks, blank wood blocks for pasting down, being shipped from Ome.まだありますか？これで終わりです。
ということで6件。はい、じゃあ。はい、どうも。
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Thank you very much.
どうもありがとうございます。
Boxes of wood blocks. These are the old, we've talked about this before. we've rescued a bunch of old wood blocks from a workshop in Kyoto, and we will be pasting. In fact, that's what this is. The wood I'm carving right now is wood from this same ship, and the box came earlier. The Edgewater Casino jumper, it's coming. In fact, when I did my drawers changeover yesterday, I saw that thing there. I was like, oh my God, am I going to wear this for another year? I don't know, we'll see. We'll see. It's not Yubin Kyoku, it's Takubin-san. This is not the post office, this is the parcel delivery. Like for Americans, like the UPS or something like that. So, new old wood, yes, exactly. Not the special delivery guy, it's just a delivery company. Yeah. Takubin. Have you got the kanji? What's the question? Sock talk. We don't have socks on this morning, but I have real clean feet. I know I'm not sure what part of the conversation I brought everybody up to date on. Our gas heater upstairs is broken. Eh? We've talked about this. The gas heater is broken. They're going to do a new one. They're trying to find parts for it right now. So the construction might happen today or might happen tomorrow. So for the past few days, we've had no shower upstairs. And as luck would have it, the local public bath was closed for renovations, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. So the local public bath opened up yesterday for the first time in 3 days. My son-in-law and me headed over there, He was a bit edgy. He comes to Japan to spend some time with me and finds out there's no bath, there's no hot water, there's no nothing. So, here's a tap. 3, 2, 1. So we got over there last night. He was cool with it. I was afraid he might be a bit shy or embarrassed or whatever with the bath, but he's totally okay. But it was crowded, stinky crowded. For 3 days they've been closed, so of course everybody and his dog had to head over the bath at the same time. So. But we're clean. Okay, here's the last of the 7 tracings going down. It'll be a 7-block print, this one, which is more than I wanted for the gift prints, but whatever. Things end up as they ended up. I'm zoomed out. I should have zoomed back in. Sorry about that. Okay, does it make any sense what you're seeing? If I turn it to proper orientation, so there we've got the beak of the kingfisher, and the fish that he's got caught. You can see that, it's a beak and a fish. It's an open beak with a fish in the middle. Shouldn't take too long to cut this one. Do they take dogs in the bass? What did I say? There's no dogs in there. Of course not. It's a bass. The usual routine, you go in, you either take a shower first or you just lightly wash yourself down first. Get in for a soak, get your stuff warmed up, and get out, do your washing, wash your hair, do what you're going to do. Get back in the bath for a more relaxed soak. Come out, air yourself off, and go home. Some people stay longer, some people stay quicker. Is Jed arriving today? I don't know. I don't have that on my calendar. He's arriving sometime around here. I don't think he's coming in here today, I don't believe. I think he's in town tonight or tomorrow. I really don't remember, I'm sorry. This is Saturday, there'll be no guests here. Cameron won't be here today, of course. He's off for the weekend. He's in Hokkaido. This was kind of funny, I guess. I don't think he's going to be watching, but whatever. He's in Hokkaido, took a long weekend, and he asked, can I go home early Friday to do the, do a trip to Hokkaido? So yeah, sure, whatever. Go home early Friday. He left at like 10, whatever. So we had a bunch of stuff that needed to get caught up as well, but whatever. Yeah, he's in Hokkaido. We'll get a report from him on Monday morning, what it was like. So. He's he thinks of himself as an amateur photographer, so he must have taken a bunch of cameras, and he's got this trip, and so we'll get a picture portfolio, I guess, from him when he gets back. We'll see. And the carving on this is all really, really, really going to be rough. These lines are going to have to get smashed. You can see they're all just smash, 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 smash. So part of it we'll carve a smooth line, then I'll rough it up with a knife once it's finished, once it's cut. This is the eye. Excuse me. Excuse me. Printing this one is going to require a really delicate touch, you know. These lines are so small, so roughed up and so delicate. We might find ourselves in the same position as last year where the only staff member who can really do this well is me, so I don't know. We could really end up in a repetition of last year where we had, I think, what was it, all through November, almost every stream was simply me printing owls last year. It's really too soon to make the call on how sales of this one will go, but it's quite possible that through next month I'll be sitting here day after day after day printing on this thing. We'll see. There are worse ways to spend my time. Yeah, I talk about the glasses in the bath. That was the situation yesterday with Craig, my son-in-law Craig. You know, we go in the bath. He left his glasses on, then got undressed and came in. And after being in there for like 10 seconds, the glasses, of course, steamed up. So he realized glasses were going to be a no-go. So he went back in the change room, took his glasses off, threw them in the locker, came back in. And he's now like almost bumping into stuff. So the poor guy's in the bath. He's got all the people to look at, and he can't see anything. So. I mean, I have glasses too, but it's not that bad. But his seem to be really way down. He has trouble navigating around without them. So. It's all got to be roughed up. No neat lines here. Rough it up. Carving these black shapes, there's no, maybe it's my failing, I don't know, but there's no sense at all that this is a fish. Carve something fishy. I don't think so. It's just little tiny black blobs that, when seen in the context of the finished picture, your brain turns them into a fish. I don't think I should be feeling that I should be carving something that looks fishy, you know. doesn't happen until, fishiness doesn't happen until we're finished. So do you know you're here? Pretty quiet here today. Sorry if it's not so interesting. Excuse me. Just getting this work done. Okay, I think that's the cutting done on this one. Lots of clearing still to do, but that's the cutting. It looks like a total absolute mess at this stage, doesn't it? Maybe you can see a fish there. I don't know. Let's turn it on again the same way. You can see the beak with the fish. Here's the eye. And the beak. And the fish hanging out. But again, at this stage, it's just bumps, you know. Where are we? Where's the... Here. This is the black block here. There's the eye, the beak going down, the fish caught in it. It's hard to recognize. It's all that. And there's lots more adjustments. I can't tell. Just carve it rough first. We'll do some test printing and come back in here, and I'll have to distress. You can see here through this line. I can do a bit of it now. This has to be distressed. There's no point mucking around too much at this stage because I can't really tell what I'm doing. We've just basically separated black from white. And after we test print, we can look at the parts that look funny or whatever. Okay, moving along to the last block. This is the block that's going to be the light colored lilac here, and then some of the green. Which parts of the green I don't know yet. So, coming along. The prints from yesterday's show and tell. Yeah, the rescued state's pretty much the same, just simply they're loose, yeah, whatever. We'll get some. I have no way of getting that work done soon. Actually, I do have a way to compare. It's funny. Someone's asking, Ken here is asking, those prints that we got yesterday, what will they look like after we've rescued them? And I can show you a little bit of that actually, because it's just funny, we were busy cleaning up yesterday. Lisan made a new shelf for me. So some of the stuff in the bottom here is cleaning up. I've got a folder here. We do a bit of impromptu show and tell. We've seen these before, but it relates to yesterday's stuff. I've got a little box here with a few prints inside it, and this is interesting. This is from a different auction we got some months back, but it is prints that look like they're from the same set as the ones we got yesterday. And I don't know how these things go around. Dealer A buys it from Dealer B, sets it up on an auction. So I've got a few prints here that were on an auction some months back, a year back or something, and they were in an album like that. And I don't know if I showed them to you or not. I don't even remember. And these are what they look like after they've been floated off the backing sheets. And they're from, some of these are from the same series as that one we got yesterday. Let's see if I can find them. So Ken wants a comparison. Bingo. Let's look at a comparison right here. In fact, here they are, right here, right now. This is yesterday's auction stuff. And you can see what we've got here. These are the prints. I can't believe they're right here in my desk. That's a crazy coincidence. This is yesterday's auction package, the album as it was before we float them off. The prints are glued down, very lightly glued. It's a normal Yamato Nori. And after we trim them, throw them in warm water, pull them off, this is what they're like. And they come off just as real prints. There's tiny bits and scraps of the backing paper left. Sometimes the glue is a bit too tight. If that's the case, we leave it. I don't try and get them back to a pristine virgin state. We just got to get them off the back, because the backing paper is the one that's going to decay first. The washi paper is beautifully strong. And we talked about this yesterday. Unfortunately, these have been trimmed. The real print would have been about 5 centimeters larger, like our Chibihiros. But in order to make them fit in these albums, those dudes back then in 1922, they trimmed them. And you can see, it's the same series. And the paper is so thin, you can almost see the thing from the back as from the front. That's how thin it is. Look at this, my finger's behind it. That's how thin this paper is. And I can't read much of this, and what we've got here, as we've talked about again all the time, these labels that are mixed with these sets, it's the sponsors' names. Or not their names, they make up a handle name, an ID name for this group. And once they've made the set of prints, everybody's name is on there, the guys that chipped in the money to help have them produced. Everybody in their group gets their name on a few of them. And these are rebuses, absolutely these are rebuses. Meaning you're supposed to take, this is a fan, a sensu, and this is a pine, a matsu, or bas. This is perhaps semba, the word. It's a real, puzzle to try and figure out what these things are. A real puzzle, without knowledge of the jokes that they were playing with at the time. It's almost impossible to figure out what these things mean. Anyway, I shouldn't get sidetracked here. But anyway, just to answer Ken's question, there's the prints before processing, paste them in the album page. After processing, after a warm bath, pull them off the paper, they get to their original pristine state. And what we'll be doing, I showed you a postage stamp album, remember? The postage stamp album with the black background. These will go into those albums for permanent storage. At the moment, just to keep things, I'm just keeping them in the plastic bag here, just to keep it safe. And there will probably be some doubles after I get going through this. The set we got before, and this new set coming in this time, there might be some doubles. There's no way by the time to go through that sort of thing right now. Here they are. There's lots and lots and lots of them. So we may well have some doubles. Detailing. We looked at this yesterday. Look at the freaking detail, How small these things are. Just how small they are. Look at that's my finger. And these things are carved. There's 2 eyes, a little nose, an eyebrow. There's expression. It's all done in the shape of in the scale of my finger. And then the printing is so smooth and so rich color. I mean, in the space here of that little print, my finger, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 characters. The one you're looking at, these are Japanese toys. I don't know exactly how they work. This one is a piece of bamboo with a handle, a little doll. And I imagine if you shake it, the head will wibble wobble. There's traditional toys. It looks like something is a monkey shape, I think. A festival. This looks like an imitation of one of those festival dragons with the dragon's head. Some kind of a bird on a bamboo base. And maybe these are alternative heads. Maybe you take the head off and switch them over. I don't know. I'm just guessing. It's based on children's toys. Yeah, there's makeup. There's a light tint on the cheeks. And there's a mouth. The mouth is red and the cheeks are pink. The level of delicacy is just beyond belief. Beyond belief. This series of craftsmen. They've carved a pattern in to give a texture. That guy looks Western. Look at this. What's he doing? Well, this is the brush maker, the fude maker. That's his symbol, a brush. This one is dyeing clothes, I think, as he said. So it's little pieces of cloth all cut out. Umbrella maker, I guess. Kawai-san, oh, is it that time? Look at this, 9:20. Soka, I've used up all my time. Look at that. These background patterns. What I was thinking was that maybe for the background pattern they used the same block and repeated it for each one, but it's not. They're all a little bit different. They've carved it anew for each one of these prints. Some of them are here. There's zigzag patterns, and there's spiral whirlpool patterns. Look at this. Just they've cut the whole thing. This one yesterday we couldn't figure out what it was. It looks like a tiger skin or something hanging up next to them. I really don't know what this is at all. I have no idea. So some kind of pelt or skin. Is that the raw material or is that the thing they're making? That's the raw material, I guess. And there's a tail. And unfortunately, it blocked out what he's doing. It looks like some kind of umbrella frame that's closed. I don't know. Is this a saddle shape, left and right? This is some kind of horse's saddle? I don't know. I haven't the slightest idea what they're doing here. And is this the actual skin of the animal? He's sewing. He's got a needle in his hand, and he's sewing something that we can't see. Kawai-san, what do you think they're doing?
はい。
これ職人のテーマの戦車蓋ですね。筆作る職人となんか布をやってる人、傘作る職人ですか。このグループは何やってるんですか。トラ、クマ、トラの皮。
猫の皮で違う。
猫じゃない。That's the biggest cat I've ever seen.
これなんだろう。
そう、わかんない。糸でしょ、針と糸。これ出来上がったもの。
もう絨毯みたいな。
わからないでしょ。
この時代にあったのかな、そんな。
結構綺麗にできてる。昨日、戦車、オークショングッズ手に入ったんですが。
そういう、江戸時代。
いや、大正。
大正。
今の絵は江戸時代のテーマですね。
テーマ
そう。戦車蓋は大正11年ですね。
何の職業なんですか。
わかんない。そう、パズルですね。そう。
面白いですね。
They're saying good morning, Kawai-san. So, good morning. So, 風邪？
いや、
疲れ？
アレルギーだとか。
アレルギー？
アレルギーでちょっと気管あれかもしれない。ちょっと
いや、パーティーはできるかできないか。
声は多分出てます。出てます。
今日は何
N4 パーティーかな。
そう、we have 3かな。Okay, it's 9:20 actually.
5人、1時4人、2時2人、4時4人。
最初のパリ5人
5人です。
じゃあ日本人、そっか。All right, I guess we should wrap this up. It's 9:20. We've got to get the shop ready. Those boxes that came, I've got to haul those out of here, get them upstairs to the 3rd floor. Kawai-san can help me with that, that's for sure. So, all right, what's the schedule here? This is Saturday. Tomorrow is Sunday. I'll be here, same time, same station. Probably, I guess, carving on this or doing the clearing. It might be a noisy stream tomorrow, because if I'm doing a lot of clearing on this, it'll be a bit noisy. And then sometime soon after that, Monday stream perhaps might be a printing stream, or it could be sizing. I've got another batch of sizing to do over the weekend. In fact, now that I think about it, that might be what tomorrow's stream might be. I'll be upstairs perhaps doing some glue. I still haven't worked out what the actual schedule will be. Anyway, I better get out of here. There's going to be another insane day. New records. Records are falling day by day, day by day. Okay, guys. I did. I got the paper out of the freezer. Dei-chan, the young Chinese girl, is coming today, and I was a good boy. I got the paper out of the freezer in time. But thank you for reminding me. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Although reminding me at 9:30 is not really going to help any of us. Remind me when the stream starts. Okay, guys, I'm out here. I gotta get to work. Thanks for watching again. See you same time, same place tomorrow morning. Bye for now.